Hey, it's Batsy. Welcome back to ranking all VLaD tournaments by hype. Today we have number 10 down to number 1 of the most hyped VLaD tournaments of all time. So we got a lot of exciting tournaments to go through. Every one of them is going to be a heavy hitter, so let's get into it. Number 10 is going to be the first ever organized VLaD tournament. This is going to be the Decline and Fall of Outside Drift, the original one, which happened in 2018. Like I said last video, the first VLaD tournament was Res Weekend Redemption 2018, and that was very much an impromptu thing. This tournament, I remember trying to spread the word, mailing invitations to people's houses, trying to get them to sign up. So this was kind of a more organized, planned out tournament. This was the second VLaD tournament ever, and it was a Mario Kart Wii tournament. It was pretty exciting, and yeah, it was just the first one, kind of set the pattern for a lot of things that we still follow today with the TD Food series. All right, number 9. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures from the first 3 tournaments on this list, but number 9 is going to be Justice for Crash Bandicoot. And Justice for Crash Bandicoot kind of reinvented what the Viva La Defeata Smash tournaments have looked like. As far as our big Smash tournaments go, when we started out, they were all taking place right around Christmas time, and everyone was wearing pajama pants. They were just named after something to do with Smash. Nintendo-themed decor, and then when we moved to the new venue in South Carolina, we kind of changed a few things. They'll happen later in the year now, and now they'll be named after pop culture characters. So we had Justice for Crash Bandicoot, we had the Bat Cave, and we'll have prizes and decorations themed after that. So Justice for Crash Bandicoot kind of introduced the themed Smash tournaments, so that was pretty cool. We also went with a pools format. All of our previous tournaments had just been just a double elimination bracket, but the last 2 years what we've done is had round robin pools leading into a double elimination bracket for top 8 or top 16, and so that will guarantee that everyone gets to play more games. And then also Justice for Crash Bandicoot particularly was pretty hype because of a breakout performance from Serial. Number 8 is going to be Everybody Loves Evan, Bella, and Joseph, which it was called that because it actually took place at a youth group all-nighter, and the 3 of us, me being the Joseph, were the seniors that year, so we named it after ourselves. And it was pretty hype because it was already, a pretty hype environment being a youth group all-nighter. And so this tournament, the way it worked was we actually had all 4 copies of the game there, or all 4 versions of the game there. At the time, Ultimate had not been released yet. So we had people signing up for whatever their favorite version of Smash was. So we had a 64 setup, I think 2 Melee setups, a handful of Brawl setups, and then we actually only had 1 Smash 4 setup. So we had people playing in separate brackets in those, almost like pools, that then they led into a top, I forget, however many bracket on Smash 4. So then once we started playing Smash 4, the top 3 of our tournament, so winners, losers, grand finals, was actually on the big screen in the church sanctuary where the all-nighter was at. It was pretty exciting. We had walkouts and everything like that. So that tournament was a lot of fun. So number 7 is going to be the Bat Cave 2023, which this followed kind of the same format that Justice for Crash Bandicoot did. So we had the round robin pools, which we actually streamed matches from 2 of the pools. And then we had a top 16 bracket, which we streamed a lot of, including, I believe, all of top 8 from this tournament was streamed. So that was pretty hype. Then we also had commentary from the Awesome Blossoms. So I'll show you a picture of that. My sister has the podcast, The Awesome Blossoms. So we had her and her co-host commentate this tournament. We had shirts made. You can see a little Awesome Blossoms Viva La Defeata crossover there. And then this is Serial, who won the match that they commentated, and so he was given one of those shirts as a prize as well. And then another thing we did at this tournament was we had what we called the Drip Off, which was a costume contest themed after Batman, since it was a Batman-themed tournament. So that was pretty fun, something we hadn't done before. But even apart from that, the tournament itself was pretty hype. It was, I would say, the highest skill cap bracket that we've had in Smash yet. We had a lot of really good players, and we had a really hype last stock, last hit, Game 10 Grand Finals. It was pretty fun to watch. Number 6 is going to be Funky Kong is Overrated 4. This was our most recent Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament. You can see we're the new venue there. We have all the LAN setups. So this was probably the most stacked Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament we've had yet. And we had a crazy grand finals, including the first time that we've ever had a grand finals bracket reset. So that was pretty exciting. Let's see. This was just I believe, this was my winners round 1. It looks like I'm doing good because I'm in second place there. I think this might even be mid-shortcut when this photo was taken. You can see right there, I don't recognize that part of Coconut Mall. I think that's probably the store cut through, and I have a little mushroom boost there, so it looks like I'm doing pretty good, but if I had to guess, I'd say I'd probably end up hitting that shelf right there. Number 5 is going to be the Decline and Fall of Outside Drift 5. And this tournament was pretty hype because it was a large bracket, the largest, I think the largest that we've had so far for Mario Kart Wii. We had an exciting 5th place finish from Hot Coco, especially I think she went to losers kind of early and then still finished 5th place. So that was exciting to see. Then also this was the first bracket reset that we've had in Mario Kart Wii. This happened the same day as our Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament we just talked about with the bracket reset. So that was the first one. And then this was another bracket reset the same day. It included a tiebreaker to get to that point, which was pretty exciting. And this was definitely the closest finish of any TD Food tournament. And then this here, this picture is from the grand finals. Number 4 is going to be hashtag Remove Ultimate Online. This was the first in-person Smash tournament we had after all the COVID quarantines and everyone complaining about Ultimate Online. So we just bypassed the whole hashtag fix Ultimate Online attempt and went straight to remove it. So this tournament was pretty exciting. We had walkout music for our top 8. And we also had interviews, which is what this photo right here is from, is one of our top 8 players that getting interviewed. And then we also streamed all of top 8 for the first time. Our previous tournament, we had only streamed top 4. So this was a pretty exciting event. Still had, like I said, the old original model of pajama pants, Christmas time, and all that surrounding the Viva La Defeata Smash tournaments. Number 3 is going to be the Decline and Fall of Outside Drift 4. So this was a super exciting tournament. Here is a picture of the grand finals right here. This was Mario Kart Wii on an entirely new scale from our previous tournaments. I don't think that we had even hit 30 participants at one of our previous Mario Kart tournaments, and we had over 40 at this one. I think it was between 40 and 45 somewhere, I don't exactly remember, but it was a lot of fierce competition, probably the most stacked Mario Kart bracket to date, as far as between Mario Kart Wii or 8 Deluxe. I think this was the hardest bracket based off the players there. This was the first streamed Mario Kart Wii tournament. We'd been streaming Smash tournaments for a couple years before this, but this was the first time that we started streaming Mario Kart. And this was the first Wii tournament with a number 1 seed whose reputation preceded them. And what I mean by that is that we've had a lot of tournaments where the number 1 seed was someone who we knew was going to be coming to the tournament for the first time, and it was someone who we knew was going to be really good, but none of us had ever really played them before. So we had Jed or Big Tofu or Big Boy, I forget exactly what he signed up as, at Get Busy Hitting or Get Busy DIing. We had Austin or Leo at Daisy for Queen 2019. And we had VLaD at Justice for Crash Bandicoot. But those were all Smash tournaments, and we had never had anyone like that come into a Mario Kart tournament before. So this year we had Gert coming, who we knew was going to be pretty good, so we were all pretty excited to have the hype surrounding that at this tournament. So we're about to get into the top 2 spots, but before we do that, we're going to take a break quick and go back to our bottom spot of number 25, Res Weekend Redemption 2019, because I just realized and thought it was pretty funny that exactly on the other side of my computer I'm recording on right now, I have a little shelf, and sitting on it this whole time has been this, which is my prize from Res Weekend Redemption 2019. I did end up winning that tournament, but that one was also pretty impromptu, like Res Weekend Redemption 2018 was. So we just had this little stress ball sitting around that says "Smile, God loves you," and we just wrote on the back Res Weekend Redemption 2019, little cross and empty grave action right there. And so yeah, that was the prize from the least hype tournament of all time. But before we get into our number 2, because I don't really want to ruin it, I think we might actually start with number 1. We might do the reveal of number 1 first, and then go through the rationale of why number 1 and 2 are what they are. But we're going to go through some votes quick. Like I said in the first video, we did do a quick survey. So according to King D, the most hype tournament of all time was TD Food 4, and Funky Kong is overrated 3, because those did happen the same day, and he included both of them. According to Stay at Home, the most hype tournament of all time was either TD Food 5 or Get Busy Hitting or Get Busy DIing. Reptile says that hashtag Remove Ultimate Online was the most hype one. I'm Dan Fox said that overall, the day that we had our 4v4 tournament and CU Wouldn't Want to SSBU and Daisy for Queen 2019 was the most hype. El Trophy or WogChamp said, she sent me a list, so we'll just run down her list quick. Number 1, she had Get Busy Hitting or Get Busy DIing. Number 2, Res Weekend Redemption 2018. Number 3, Funky Kong is overrated. Number 4, Res Weekend Redemption 2019. We have a little differing opinions on how hype that tournament was. Then 5 and 6, she wrote the decline and fall of Outside Drift for both. I don't actually have her here to talk to right now, so I assume she meant to put a number after one or both of those. Not sure exactly which TD Food she was talking about. Number 7, she had Daisy for Queen 2019, and number 8, she had CU Wouldn't Want to SSBU. Then your boy Lucas has Daisy for Queen 2019 as his top vote, and Syndrome has either TD Food 5 / Funky Kong is overrated 4, because those happened in the same day, or Funky Kong is overrated 2 as his top choice. So it looks like overall, the most people have Get Busy Hitting or Get Busy DIing and Daisy for Queen 2019 as their top vote. And then actually it looks like we also have 2 votes for TD Food 5, which would put it in a tie with those ones. So now, before we actually go through the rationale of why number 2 is ranked number 2, I will say that in my opinion, the most hype VLaD tournament of all time is Daisy for Queen 2019, giving our number 2 spot to Get Busy Hitting or Get Busy DIing. So number 2, Get Busy Hitting or Get Busy DIing. This was a very exciting tournament when it happened. It was our first large-scale Smash tournament. Happened right around Christmas time, as you can see from the photo right here. This tournament happened when the game was 1 week old. This came out the weekend after Smash Ultimate was released. So we had 3 setups for Ultimate. You can see these 3 TVs right here. And, I mean, we had just bought in everything. You could see the controllers we had were new in box. Everything was just released. It was pretty exciting. And our number 1 seed came from Quebec City, Canada, all the way down to this tournament took place in Easton, Pennsylvania. And so that was pretty exciting. Then he actually ended up winning this tournament. Our number 1 seed drove overnight from Quebec City, Canada, got in, I think, around 4 or 5 a.m. The tournament started at 9. He won the tournament, then slept for maybe 3 hours before leaving because he had a Christmas party the next day. So that was just huge shout out to, I believe what he entered the tournament as was Big Boy, but we all call him Jed. Then this tournament built the classic pajama pants, kind of Christmas environment. So you can see we got people dressed up there in all their garb. And this was actually the losers setups right here. So we only had 3 copies of Ultimate when this tournament came out. So we had the winner setups in one room, and winner's bracket was all in here, and all of, I forget if it was all of top 4 or all of top 8 was on Ultimate. But then the losers brackets, if you went to losers bracket early, then we had 1 Smash 4 setup and 2 Brawl setups in here, and that's what we ran our losers bracket on for this tournament. And here we are at the most hype Viva La Defeata tournament of all time, Daisy for Queen 2019. And the only picture I actually have from this tournament is this right here. And this is from a shirt giveaway. That is something we did at this tournament. We had a lot of prizes. So our top 3 players all signed shirts and gave them away. People were randomly selected from the crowd. This was our first tournament. We had crowd prizes. We've had those off and on at various tournaments. And then we also had what we called the Voyager prize for this tournament, which is where if you came from over 50 miles away to enter this tournament, which we had, I think, around 5 or 6 different people do that, then you were entered into a drawing for a $50 Amazon gift card. Then part of what added to this hype, I'll admit, is that we had 3 tournaments the same day. This was the same day as we had CU Wouldn't Want to SSBU 1, and our 4v4 tournament was also this same day. But definitely the most hype of them all was the Ultimate Singles Daisy for Queen 2019, the first streamed Smash tournament ever, or actually first streamed any Viva La Defeata tournament ever. So we streamed top 4 from this tournament. Like I said, we had the crowd prizes, were pretty exciting. This was the largest VLaD tournament at the time. It's still the largest Smash Ultimate tournament that we've had, or Smash in general. And we also had some artwork made just for this tournament by Reptile and Ace G. You can see they have posters there of the characters. We had maybe around 10 of these around the house that we then actually gave away as prizes to the top 8. In addition to their other prizes they received, they could each pick one of these posters of a character to take home with them. So overall, this was a pretty exciting tournament, but pretty exciting list in general too. I'm glad you could all join us, and stay tuned for the rest of our VLaD tournament review series.